Good morning, welcome to the world's most powerful horse racing method. Scott Alexander at your service, and okay, so I promised a little bit of training for newbies. I think this needs doing properly because usually we're dealing with people that's already in the industry, and I've just decided now, after so many years, to try and block out those people as much as possible. It's really unhealthy, to be honest with you. Those people have already been indoctrinated and tainted in their own way by the industry. Very few want change, and I've found over the 6 years, 7 years now, there have been doing this, that 1 in 100 that you can reach are serious about change. For instance, the other day I took a day off to help somebody in the industries who says they're losing. Can you help me out? I took a day out. We hit a 50 to 1 winner, which we made 70 times as money in one day. Very rare to hit a 50 to 1 winner on a gold bet, and she hadn't have backed one of them. She just did her own thing. So, and I just found that highly, what's the word? Ignorant, stupid. Because we've been through this before with the same person, and when I'm putting selections down, she uses my selections as some kind of challenge to try and be her own tipster. So those kind of people are truly, they're just there to get a buzz out of being correct on a race. That's why they go and choose one horse when 3 horses are trying to win a race. Clearly see the bookmaker's telling you there's money down for 3. We can usually narrow it down to 1 or 2 horses ourselves that are trying. Most people that bet on the horses won't go beyond 1 horse, because all it means to them is more losses, heavier losses, so they try and pick 1 out of the 2 or 3 that they know are dangers, and that's when they just spiral downhill even faster than anything, when what they should be doing is backing all the horses, either if they've got faith in the system, equal stakes, and they will make a profit, the system will make a profit, or the tipster that they're using, or whatever, which way. They shouldn't have to play around with stakes where they're putting more money on the favourite because it's less returns and things like this. So the way I operate is, according to past results, we get 100 points a week. Is quite average. Sometimes up to 200 points in the summer when the ground's good. First week that I've seen below 50 points was last week, in the whole of last year as well. So that was a pretty poor week, but still 50 points profit is more than most tipsters out there, and there's a lot now that think they can do this. The reason they think they can do this is because the existing ones are that crap at what they do that people get lucky and go, oh, I've made as much as this tipster this month, with no actual real system behind it, rhyme or reason, and then they just end up having a go in the industry, and it doesn't matter if they're rubbish anyway, because they can equal the ones that are already there. They're rubbish. They make their money by bookie sponsorship anyway. So the very popular ones, there's one on Twitter, I think he's called, I don't know, it might be Racing Winners. Ooh, he's deadly. So I try and sort the wheat from the chaff, and I keep looking at the competition, but there's currently nothing out there, and there never will be, and there hasn't been for 31 years I've been studying this method in the industry. So without further ado, here we go. So I studied the markets, and all the information is there in the markets, and when the money's down, most of the time the horses go and collect, enough of the time to make a healthy profit on a daily basis. Now, I'm talking 6 days in 7 at this time of year when the ground's gone like this. As today, Utoxeter, heavy ground, so we don't play these. Any change of grounds, any soft or heavy grounds, we don't play, even though we can get more winners than any other competition. We're also going to increase our loss rate, and we don't want to scare people that aren't professional enough to take it. So for instance, Warwick is good to soft, so we won't be playing that as well. So all these hurdle races, even though they're really good to watch and good for interest, Nars Ireland is another thing. This is always big because it's so corrupt over there. It's one of the corrupt places, and there's lots around the world meetings that are. We play what I call the stable bets now. I've stopped calling them the other because people have cottoned on and tried to steal the system in the past. So some of my big commission people have worked out enough from what I'm doing. So in fact, I'm going to stop calling them anything and just put down selections soon enough. So basically, I will put down a selection if it's in capitals. We won't go into the meetings, the all-weather and everything, because if people are coming in, they don't know this. They don't need to know. It's a need-to-know only basis. So I only want to give proper, positive information and tell you things like the media is in on the industry to pull money out of people in the wrong way. I'll explain how they do that. Basically, they work similar to what the tipsters do. The bad ones, criminal organised gangs. That, I mean, one of my rivals has got 32 people working for the company, and that is not about getting selections, because if you were to follow all the selections, you're going to make a loss. But people are happy with the amount of selections that they do hit, and it's usually favourites. It's not hard too hard to get a favourite right when it's a strong favourite. For instance, like this 12.48 Utoxeter today. 12.48 Utoxeter. Now this is how I put in the message on the live feed, as you can see here where my cursor is. Now I've currently got a gold win, which is that heavily backed horse in any race is what a gold gamble is. For the favourite, Dauphine du Clos. I'll then read every other horse within the few seconds I've got available, because you guys need to get on as quick as you can. So the 1 is showing nothing. The 6 is showing nothing. The 4 is showing nothing. The 3, so lonely, is showing nothing. The 7, River Argentine, is a possible reverse gamble. The 5, Deputy Jones, is not showing anything to me. And Flight to Nowhere is not, so it's pretty solid for the favourite there. But it's heavy ground, so we won't be playing that. The meetings we will be playing today are Nars Ireland from 105. We're going to play those, the stable bets on those. So most of the winners are going to come the back end of the racing there. Okay. So we might suffer some losses at the beginning. We're not going to play gold bets there, even though a lot of the gold bets, a lot of the gambles are going to land, because at the end of the day, the trainers should know who's putting word out. Not all of them do. That which horse can handle the ground, the change of ground. A lot of them don't know. That's why there's increased hardship for the trainers right now at this time of year. So the ones we're going to play are Nars, Lingfield, Wolverhampton. So just the 3 meetings today. Okay, we can play all the USA race meetings. I do have a better win rate on the American and the South African and the Australian, because usually the ground's pretty good. It's like all-weather polytrack or dirt, usually in America. The Dubai meetings are very good as well to us, but we just don't want to be messing on that change of ground, which is the favourite in the 1248 at Uttoxeter. So even though it's a gold win, but I'm just showing you how we put things down there. Okay, so a gold win. Now you're going to be betting. Your bank needs to be about £1,000, which I'm going to deposit today into Betfair. I'm going to start again on a new challenge, and we're going to do try for 1,000 to 2,000 by the end of next week. I'm going to tell you about another couple of exciting things I've got going. My roulette method, but that's a completely separate thing. That's more in the gambling zone. We're more in this zone, in the horse racing we're into investing. We want proper consistent profits every week, and like I say, I do expect one losing day. We can get two at this time of year, but the losses won't be much and won't interfere with the overall profits, because on the good days and the booster days, like 2 days ago, the 50-1 winner takes care of all those losses anyway. So, and my one loss a week equates to the normal tipsters. You'll find out that the best of them might be able to make 70 profits in a month, 70 times your money in a month, 70 points profit, but the following month they might lose all that as well, so they've lost 2 months of your time and made no gains. So those kind of tipsters generally make about roughly 4 months profit in the year overall after losses. So they really do struggle to get 120 points on the board in over the whole year, whereas this method, because it's a full-time job, it is day and night, it does collect that at least per month, 120 points per month, and that's good enough for that. Just will completely show the rest of the industry to know to be either a scam, or they don't know what they're doing, or anything like that. So I want you to play on the exchanges. Now Betfair, this currently, if you wanted to play through the bookmakers themselves through the book, you would come here on the just press horse racing. So you go to, say, the 1248 at Uttoxeter. Oh, I'm on the exchanges there. Let's go back. Oh, to the sports book. Okay, so that's like the bookmaker's book, the Betfair's version of the bookmaker's book. So if you bear with me, the computer's slowing down now and overheating a bit. That's what happens when I'm recording. So so while I'm placing my own bets, and I haven't been able to do this before because I'm typing in the bets and I'm not able to concentrate on my side and get my bets on, I'm going to set up a radio station and I'm going to talk these bets through for you guys. So I hope you've got your batteries charged and everything. It can zap your battery a bit faster by listening to my information. We're also going to follow William Hill for commentary. Okay. I'm not going to put I've got all the different racing channels through the IPTV service, which I'll show in a second. But we're going to show through William Hill Racing Radio. Now, if anyone's new to the industry, you can get enough winners and really good ones some days from just listening to these guys. Unfortunately, you've got to pick your guy, because there might be 3 in the studio and they might give 1 or 2 fancies each. Pimmers, who comes on there in the radio station, he's very good. One of the best in the country, but he's started giving losses because he's working for a bookmaker now. Is Andrew Mount. He's made millions. He's a multi-millionaire from horse racing, but he's had a couple of good accumulators. We don't play accumulators, we just make our money in single bets. Okay. So, for instance, if you were playing on the book, 12.48 at Utoxeter would be Dauphin de Clos, and we're playing £10 win bets, okay, which returns £19 at the current price, or we're playing £10 each way bets. If I say each way, EW, that means each way. You're going to play £10 each way. That's bet's going to cost you £20. Okay. If you're playing a straight £10 win, right, we're playing £10 on the win. So there on Betfair, you press each way, and your stakes £20. Potential returns just 30. You're just making 10 for that. Okay. But we wouldn't each way at this kind of price, so it'd be just a £10 win. Returns 19.09 for the first bet there, if we were playing the poor grounds, which we're not. The place I want you to play at is the exchanges. So we go over to the exchanges and we find a race. 12.48 Utoxeter. There we go. Click on that. Now I've made a mistake before. I've because you can back a horse here. This is where you want to be, in the blue section, because that's the best prices. Okay, the newest prices. It's right next door to the pink. We will never back on the pink. So if you press that and it goes pink, delete it. Come out of it. You want the blues. Okay, the blues is to back a horse. The pink is to if you think the horse is going to lose. That can be deadly, because I've made the mistake of pressing that by mistake when I've been busy doing the tipping through the typing, and then I've got on and it's cost me like £1,000 loss on one, because when you back a horse to lose, you're getting about 10 to 1 for an even money shot, so you're losing 10 times your money if it wins. And I've backed mistakenly a couple of gold win bets, and they've gone and won, and I've gone, yeah, I've just won £1,000, and I've lost £1,000 because I pressed the pink one and it's gone through. Very bad. Now, so you back. I don't know what all this is. I'd love for somebody to tell me. That you can change the actual odds. So if you can get better odds, then try for it. I don't know how that's possible. So you put your stake in there. It'll be a £10 win. Liabilities £10. 19. But now, when you place your bet, it says. See if I try it now. It's not going to take the bet because I haven't got enough in the account. Okay, so when you place that bet, it says something like, this bet might not be matched by the off. Don't change that box, because I've changed that box before, and I've also had a win and I expected £1,000 back, and it hasn't taken the bet. It hasn't matched the bet. Now, I thought Betfair Exchange had a guaranteed match betting system, so if your bet didn't get matched by another person anywhere in the land of Betfair, then I thought the Betfair would make sure that that bet was covered through the sportsbook. That's what I read somewhere. I might have been dreaming that one though, because I've had a couple of big bets that didn't match, and that's not good. But if you do play on the sportsbook side, guys, I will tell you, if we have 3 good days in a row, you've got a chance of getting your Betfair account closed, and you'll never be able to use it again in the same name, same address. and then you're buggered then. But you never get closed down if you're using the exchanges. Betfair's happy; they're always taking commissions, and you'll get offers like my previous clients, like to go down VIP boxes, and they'll sort of try and find out what you're doing. They might even invite you to work on their side because they've got their own traders, and we do much better than them as well. So just beware, because I've had some offers as well, but even though I could certainly use the money, I'm going to go my own way, and keep 100% of my system's profits that I've worked 31 years for to develop. So basically, you're going to back everything I put in capitals. There's a win or each way, EW, as I've shown. Give me, if there's any questions, let me know. I think I've covered everything, so let's have a good Saturday.